The chief of the New Mexico State Police has announced his retirement.
Partly cloudy skies and spring break on the horizon. Find out more on my first weather forecast.
And a retired Major General has gone missing. All of that and more right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Micah Hargers.
And I'm Fernando Balderrama. Thank you so much for watching.
On Tuesday, the New Mexico State Police Chief Troy Weisler sent an email to KRQE announcing his retirement. Weisler was a patrol officer in Deming and Moriarty in 2002 before becoming an investigator in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. In 2021, Weisler became the 23rd NMSP Deputy Chief. In the email, Weisler stated, "I know many of you have questions about the future. I have complete confidence in the amazing State Police Chief staff and know they will continue the outstanding work they have done throughout my tenure. It is my hope and expectation that a new chief, either interim or permanent, will be announced by the end of next week."
The task force in San Juan County have been out busting drugs as of late. Over the last couple of years, the Region 2 Narcotics Task Force have been investigating multiple drug trafficking operations in the county. The drug task force seized over 100,000 fentanyl pills, along with about half a pound of fentanyl powder, which amounts to 150,000 to 250,000 pills, according to officials in a news release. The force also seized 47 pounds of methamphetamine, over a pound of cocaine, and more than half a pound of heroin. 16 defendants are being federally indicted on serious accounts of narcotics and firearm charges. If they are convicted, they face a minimum federal prison sentence ranging from 5 to 25 years.
On Thursday, September 17th, the alternative rock band Everclear will perform inside of Tingley Coliseum for the 2026 New Mexico State Fair. The general manager for the State Fair, Dan Morning, stated in a press release, "We're excited to bring Everclear to the State Fair stage after the PRCA rodeo." Their catalog of 90s hits and electric live performance will make September 17th a can't-miss night for fairgoers of all ages. Some songs that you can expect to hear include Santa Monica, Father of Mine, Everything to Everyone, and Wonderful. The 2026 New Mexico State Fair is scheduled to run from September 10th to the 20th, 2026, and tickets are set to go on pre-sale on Wednesday. General ticket sales will begin on Friday, March 6th.
Well, speaking of March, midterms are this week, so how's it been for y'all?
I've actually been pretty good. How about you?
I only had one midterm, so honestly, I thought it was cake.
Well, midterms, guess what's after that? Spring break.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the weather real quick before we get into spring break. We're going to see partly cloudy skies throughout most of the eastern plains here, a little bit in the West Texas area too. No precipitation in our current area. Let's move on to our current temperatures. We're currently at 67 here in Portales, up in Clovis 64, Lubbock, Texas is 69, down in Hobbs is 72, Roswell is 71, and then Santa Rosa is at a nice 68 currently. Let's take a look at the next couple days here in Portales. We've seen a daytime, currently we're at 64 here. Tomorrow's going to be 83 with windy conditions, and then Friday is going to be a nice 76 with sunny conditions. Let's move on to tonight's lows. You're going to see in Albuquerque, you're going to see 38, up in Santa Fe, 32, and then if we move on here in the Eastern Plains, 47 tonight in Portales, 46 in Clovis, and 47 in Tucumcari. That's all the weather I have for you now. We'll take a look at what the weather is going to be like for spring break next week. Back to y'all at the desk.
Bernalillo County officers are asking for your help to find a missing retired Major General from Kirtland Air Force Base. A silver alert was issued this past weekend for 68-year-old William McCasland, who was last seen Friday morning in a Foothills neighborhood near Tramway Boulevard and San Rafael Avenue. Due to medical issues, deputies are concerned for McCasland's safety. He is Caucasian, 5'11", weighs roughly 160 pounds, has blue eyes, and white hair. If you have any information on his possible whereabouts, you are advised to contact Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office.
A California man was sentenced to prison in New Mexico for a drunk driving crash that left 2 men dead and 2 others injured in Santa Fe County. On February 8, 2024, Scott Sullivan was driving his Jeep the wrong way on Highway 84. As a result of this, he killed Landon Crosley and Jordan Dwyer, as well as seriously injuring Mason LePac and Derek Dickman. Inside of Sullivan's Jeep, investigators found an open container of whiskey. A deputy reported seeing Sullivan slur his speech, have red watery eyes, and his breath smelled of alcohol. On Tuesday, 17 people spoke at Sullivan's sentencing, including the surviving victims, family, and friends. Sullivan was sentenced to 26 years in the New Mexico Department of Corrections for 2 counts of vehicular homicide and 2 counts of great bodily harm.
A suspect was arrested in Albuquerque after a bomb threat was made. 38-year-old Mario Ahumada was taken into custody for a felony warrant out in California, along with a local arrest warrant. Police say Ahumada allegedly made several bomb threats, including a picture sent of him holding a pipe bomb. After an extensive search, the Albuquerque Bomb Squad said they found nothing of potential hazard and no bombs were found in the area. Ahumada was arrested and charged with creating a bomb scare, aggravated stalking, bribery of a witness, battery and use of telephone to terrify, intimidate, threaten, harass, annoy, or offend. Police say he was found to be in possession of fentanyl when he was arrested. He was arrested sometime on Monday, March 2nd.
Coming up after the break, Jane will have his full weather for you.
But first, let's take a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Jaden Phillips, and let's take a look at our current temperatures across the state. You're going to see up north we have 60 in Farmington, 71 currently in Gallup. Albuquerque's at a nice 74, Raton at 61, and then down south you're going to see in the 70s, maybe some higher 60s in Silver City. Here in New Mexico, Eastern Plains, we're seeing 67 here in Portales, 64 up in Clovis, Santa Rosa at 68, Roswell at 71, and then Lubbock, Texas at 69 currently. Let's take a look at our current radar. You're seeing quite a bit of precipitation in the east coast of the U.S. and then a little bit up in the northern part towards the Oregon-Washington area. Here in New Mexico, though, clear skies throughout most of the state, a little bit of partially cloud covered through the central part, and then possibly some severe weather up in the Amarillo area, maybe some severe wind and hail in our future radar. And then here in Portales, it's just clear skies and pretty nice spring weather currently. So we take a look tonight here in Portales, we're going to see 47 with partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south at 11 miles per hour. So it's pretty nice wind speed-wise compared to the last couple of weeks we've had. Let's take a look at our wind forecast. Speaking of wind, you're going to see a gust of about 4 miles per hour around 1 a.m. tonight, and then into the morning hours, it's going to be nice with only a breeze of 4 miles per hour. So it's going to be a beautiful, nice morning here in Portales to start your Thursday. Let's take a look at tonight's lows. You're going to see up north is going to be 30 in Farmington, 22 in Gallup, still freezing up in the northern region of the state, and then 26 in Raton, 30 in Santa Fe, 37 in Albuquerque, and then down south going to be in the 40s. Here in Portales, we're going to see a low tonight of 46, Clovis at 44, and then Tucumcari at 45. Up in Amarillo, you're going to see 52, and then down in Lubbock at 56 tonight. Let's take a look here tomorrow in Portales. We're going to see a daytime high of 81, partly cloudy skies. Winds are going to be out of the southwest at 23 miles per hour. So winds are picking back up tomorrow, but not as bad as we've seen in the past couple weeks. Let's take a look at tomorrow's highs. We're going to see 65 in Farmington, 62 in Gallup. In Santa Fe, it's going to be 64. Albuquerque is going to be at a 72. Santa Rosa at 77. Down south, they're going to be in the 70s throughout most of the south. 84 down in Carlsbad. Here in Portales, 81. Clovis at 80. Tucumcari is going to be at 81. Up in the Panhandle, Texas, Amarillo is going to be at 73. Lubbock, Texas at 77. As we take a look at some possible severe weather tomorrow around the morning hours in Amarillo into the evening, just some chances of some large hail possibly and some severe thunderstorms. So just be weather aware and have your notifications set. And then here in Portales, it's going to be clear skies through tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. Really nice springtime weather we're seeing. So let's take a look at tomorrow night's lows. You're going to see 33 in Farmington, 27 in Gallup, 38 in Albuquerque, 32 in Santa Fe. Up north in Raton, you're going to see 27. Here in Portales, we're going to be at 47, 46 in Clovis, Amarillo at 46, and then down south, you're going to be in roughly the 40s throughout most of the south region. As we're going to move over to the 7-day forecast for Tucumcari, it's going to be 81 tomorrow with a low of 45, and then the weekend it cools down 83 on Monday.
Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but here we are with sports. Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Steven Shun. Let's take a look at today's sports report. Let's start by dribbling into the ENMU women's basketball. The Lady Hounds beat the Rambells of Angelo State University this past Saturday at the Steve Laurie Family Foundation Arena with a score of 64-50. The Hounds are now 19-9 in the season and 15-5 in the LSC. Chloe Dallas had 15 rebounds, which was the most for the Greyhounds. Aaliyah Smith had the most points during the game with 19 points, with Chloe Dallas right behind with 16 points from the court. The Lady Hounds are going to be in Frisco, Texas for the conference tournament. Their next games will be against Lubbock Christian University on Friday, March 6 at 8:30 p.m. Central Time and 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. The men's basketball team beat the Rams of Angelo State University this past Saturday at Steve Laurie Family Foundation Arena in a nail-biter of a game with a score of 79-77. Trailing by as many as 9 points in the final minutes of the game, Cooper Jackson iced the game with an aggressive layup followed by stealing the inbounds pass from ASU to finish off the game. As one of the few seniors of the team, he did everything to not end on a loss. We'd also like to thank the rest of the seniors on the men's team, such as Trayvon Bird, Jaden Clark, Cooper Jackson, and Jose Murillo, for making the Steve Laurie a special place for the community to watch basketball. The Hounds are now 24-4 and 17-3 in the LSC. Jose Murillo had a career high of 29 points against ASU. The Hounds are now preparing for their next game in Frisco, Texas for the Lone Star Conference Tournament. Their first game will be against West Texas A&M in the quarterfinals on Thursday, March 5th at 2:30 p.m. Central Time and 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. KENW will be broadcasting these games, so make sure to tune in. The Lady Hounds were on the road this past Saturday in a doubleheader against the Comets of UT Dallas, taking on the first game with a score of 9-6. Their record is now 7-8 on the season and 3-5 in the Lone Star Conference. Christina Menez, Alyssa Rodriguez, and Kayla Campbell had 2 hits and 3 RBIs during this game. The Hounds are on the road through March 8th, and their next homestand will be March 13th through 15th as they play St. Mary's in a doubleheader on March 13th and St. Edward's on March 15th as a doubleheader as well. The 2026 New Sender Credit Union State Basketball Championships at the Pit at UNM start Tuesday, March 10th at 8 a.m. and run through March 14th, each day starting at 8 a.m. and running through 8:15 p.m. March 10th through 12th, and then March 13th through 13th, the last game being at 7 p.m. and then finally the last game on March 14th at 8 p.m. To see the full schedule of the basketball championships and more information, go to www.nmact.org. That's all the sports I have for you right now, but don't go anywhere because we have more news after this break.
Welcome back. 4 men were arrested in Santa Fe in an operation headed by the Santa Fe Police Department that targeted sexual predators. The operation included making multiple fake accounts on internet-based communication applications and talking directly with alleged offenders. Police were then able to identify individuals and arrest individuals who reportedly attempted to commit sexual crimes against individuals who they believed to be children. 59-year-old Eduardo Ramirez was arrested for child solicitation by electronic device and resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer. 55-year-old Harold Adams was arrested for child solicitation by electronic communication device and tampering with evidence. 29-year-old Thomas Cacho was arrested for sexual exploitation of children by prostitution, child solicitation by electronic communication device, and resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer. And 26-year-old Nagaraju Balcom was arrested for sexual exploitation of children by prostitution and child solicitation by electronic communication device.
31-year-old Edward Davila has pleaded guilty to child abuse after his 3-year-old daughter was found wandering the streets of Albuquerque alone. According to a criminal complaint, the toddler was seen near Pennsylvania and Phoenix in northeast Albuquerque in the middle of the afternoon. During that time of the day, temperatures can reach a high over 100 degrees. Davila's legal team has stated that he left his 8-year-old daughter to watch his 3-year-old and his 5-year-old while he was out of the house. Davila pleaded guilty to 1 count of child abuse and 1 count of obstruction. Judge Britt Baca has chosen to defer his 3-year sentence. A middle school in Farmington is bringing tradition to life. The Tibbetts Middle School is partnering with educators from Native American programs and local experts to build a Navajo Hogan. The purpose of this is to connect students with the history, culture, and community of the Dene people. The Hogan, a traditional Navajo structure that has ceremonial significance, will serve as a hands-on educational space where students will learn about the world's views, traditions, and values of the Dene. Farmington Municipal Schools is partnering with experts in this subject in order to ensure that the project is authentic, respectful, and educational.
An inmate at the Donna Ana County Detention Center has tested positive for measles. This brings the total amount of cases in New Mexico to 6. However, more people may have been exposed from this most recent case. If you were in the area of 11 North Church Street in Las Cruces between the times of 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. on February 24th, the New Mexico Department of Health asks that you check your vaccination status and report any measles-related symptoms you experience in the next 21 days to your healthcare provider. All 6 cases of measles are in federal detainees, with 2 in Donna Ana, 2 in Hidalgo, and 2 in Luna County. The deputy state epidemiologist for the MDOH, Chad Smeesler, is coordinating with all of the detention centers in order to minimize the spread of measles. The vaccine has also been sent to all 3 facilities. Anyone with questions about measles or vaccinations may call the NMDOH helpline at 1-833-796-8773 or text questions to 66364. Coming up after the break, we see who the pet of the day is.
And talk sports one last time, so make sure you stay tuned.
Welcome back. Experts taste a 150-year-old bottle of booze in a buried 1800s mining town.
And a shipment of weapons from the Bronze Age is stopped at customs. All of that on today's Take a Look at This.
Archaeologists got a literal taste of the past when they used tools and tech to sample a 150-year-old mystery spirit inside a bottle unearthed from a buried mining town in Utah. According to the Utah State Historic Preservation Office, the bygone-era bottle of booze was one of thousands of artifacts unearthed during a construction project turned major excavation in the historic ghost town of Alta. Other found items include a leather mining hat, bullets, shot glasses, a 16-pound dumbbell, and much more. But it was the mystery bottle, still corked and dated to between 1870 and 1890, that proved most intriguing, and archaeologists teamed up with a local distillery using a needle to extract the vintage spirit so they could sample it. The question is, how did it taste?
Dried fruit notes. There's a little bit of vinegar to it, but surprisingly, I think it had held up after being in a bottle under the ground for 150 years.
Officials suspect it may have been some sort of sherry or beer and plan further tests to try and pin down this boozy blast from the past. Speaking of the past, Customs and Border Protection officials got a taste of the Bronze Age, not literally this time, when they intercepted an illegal shipment containing dozens of copper alloy short swords and arrowheads. A local archaeologist found they date back some 4,000 years. KYW reports the treasure trove was seized at the Philadelphia International Airport, is suspected to have been looted from burial sites in the Middle East, and may have been destined for sale on the black market. But now CBP says officers will safeguard the antiquities until next steps can be determined.
The truth is there's no value because they're illegal. When you loot cultural heritage out of the ground and take it away, you destroy the history of those nations.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
After our pet of the day, we'll take a look at our final weather. But today's pet of the day is Daisy the Border Collie German Shepherd. Some of Daisy's favorite things include running, playing in the water, chasing shadows, and spending time with her family.
If you would like a chance to see your furry friend on News 3, send some photos of them to news3nm@enmu.edu along with their name, age, and something you love about them.
Well, we're almost to spring break, and it's been feeling like spring.
I'm super excited, especially with my spring break plans.
Let's take a look at tomorrow's highs. We're going to see 81 here in Portales, 80 in Clovis, 81 in Tucumcari tomorrow, and then 77 in Santa Rosa. In Amarillo, you're going to see 73, and Lubbock, Texas at 77 tomorrow. Let's take a look at our current radar and our future radar. You're going to see into tonight, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy in the Panhandle of Texas. And then tomorrow in the PM hours, you're going to see chances of possibly some severe weather up in the Panhandle of Texas near the Amarillo area and the Oklahoma Panhandle. And then here in Portales, it's going to be nice and clear tomorrow. We're missing all the moisture and all the fun with the weather. Let's move on to some tomorrow night's lows. You're going to see 27 up in Raton, 45 here in Clovis, 47 in Portales, 46 in Tucumcari, up in Amarillo. It's going to be 45. And then Lubbock, Texas is going to be at 49 tomorrow. Some 7-day forecasts. You're going to see Tucumcari tomorrow is going to be nice and 81 with windy conditions. And then it dips down to the 60s into the week. And then into the weekend, it's going to be 77. Next week in the low 80s, high 70s. Lows are going to be in the 40s. Here in Portales, we're going to see a nice 81 tomorrow with the low of 47. A little bit of wind. And then Friday, 73. Saturday, 61 with a little bit of cloud cover. Sunday is going to be 75. And next Monday, 81. Tuesday, 78. And then next Wednesday, 64 with the low of 42. So it's going to be a nice spring break, the start of spring break, as we say. Not much precipitation, not much rain in our future forecast.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time.
Have a great night.